Hey, good afternoon, fam. Good afternoon. Listen, hope everybody is having a wonderful and blessed day today. Listen, I'm just gonna go ahead and just dive right in, right? Because the past few days, right, have been having first of all, the past few days has been crazy in politics, right? And I've been having a lot of conversations with some people who are friends of mine. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was on a call with a real good friend of mine from 1 a.m. in the morning. Right, he had texted me some crazy stuff, right? And I didn't want to text him back, but I just went ahead and just called him myself, right? Because I'm like, what is this that you sent me, right? So I had to kind of like go over that with him, and I'm like, listen, I don't know where you guys are getting this information from. I don't know what you guys have an issue with Elon Musk. I don't know what the issue is because before he connected with Trump, right? Before he was in charge of monitoring how we spend our money now, right? Everybody loved this guy. You know, it's almost like the same thing with with Trump, right? People loved him in the 80s and the 90s, right? Nobody had nothing bad to say about him. But it wasn't until he decided to run for office, not only run for office, he decided to run as a Republican. And then all of a sudden he became racist, he became the devil, right? So listen, I kind of want to just jump right into this thing, right? Because my question is, what is the issue with you guys, right? What issue do you have in reference to us auditing the government? Because we all can agree that there's something wrong, right, with the spending. There's something there's money going places that shouldn't be going. If you look at some of the natural disasters that we had just last year alone, right, and the people in the country could not get the financial needs met, right, because all the money was gone, right? So you have people who are displaced, who lost their homes and things like that, right? Which shouldn't be, it shouldn't happen in America. Like, like it should not happen in America where a natural disaster happened and we don't have the money to help people. And the reason why that is because the money has been spent unwisely. The money has been sent overseas or let me just say, it was fraudulently used or claimed, right? And Elon Musk is now uncovering all these things, and people are having an issue about it. And I'm going to say it's mainly Democrats. It's mainly Democratic people who are having issue with this. And I'm almost willing to bet that the only reason is because Trump is doing it. If anybody else was doing this, it would be dead silent. Why do I say that? President Obama deported, I believe, 2 to 3 times the amount of people that Trump deported in Trump's first term, and nobody knew about it. ICE was going to people's home and getting people out of here, and nobody knew about it, right? But now Trump is doing the same thing. He's racist and he's the devil. Okay, I heard the other day, and I forgot which part, which who I was listening to. I heard, and and you guys can check me on this. I'm not sure how 100% this is, right? But I heard during Bill Clinton's term, he actually um, let go of roughly over 400,000 government employees, and nobody said nothing. And Trump right now, I believe, has cut maybe 200,000, right? And everybody is having an uproar. I do not understand what it is. Like, if you are American, right, it has to come to a point where it doesn't matter who's doing what, as long as what they're doing is for the greater good of the country. So what do I mean? When Bill Clinton, and again, you guys can fact check me on this. I'm not sure because I heard this on and what's the Chaos podcast? No problem. But I heard the gentleman said during Bill Clinton's term, there was roughly 400,000 government workers that was laid off, right? And then ultimately the economy started to shoot up. But Trump and Elon is doing the same thing. And not only doing the same thing, they're also uncovering wasteful things that we've been spending money on. And everybody have a problem with it. I'm going to go as far as to say, I truly believe the reason why most people or most Democratic people are having problems with this is, okay, the secrets that they had in the closet, the people that are behind the fraud are about to be discovered. I'm almost willing to bet. That this is the reason why they are having this uproar, right? The reason why everybody's tripping, right? Because if we all can agree that the spending right now, we have a $36 trillion debt. $36 trillion debt. And I have three of my friends who I'm going back and forth with this, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. If you guys are upset that they're doing all these layoffs and cutting all these, benefits and stuff like that, right? Supposedly, right? I even heard one of my friends say, oh, yeah, he said he's going to cut Social Security. I was like, are you ridiculous? Like, why do you believe everything they say about this man? Why would this man, just so you guys know, Trump's agenda, he wants to remove taxes on your Social Security. That's one of his agenda. He also want to remove income tax. That's another one of his agenda. He also want to remove taxes from overtime. A lot of people will love to do overtime, but when they do overtime, it's almost like they work for free because the taxes on that thing is hefty. So if these are his agenda, this is what he ran on, then where are you guys getting this information from that he wants to cut Social Security? You know what kind of outrage people will have? You know how many citizens are on Social Security, how many retirees? The Census Bureau, right, had a report, right, that says people the age of 55 to 66 have zero retirement savings. From the age of 55 to 66, they have zero retirement savings. The only thing they're able to count on is their Social Security. So you think Trump is that stupid to cut that? And you think that him doing that will help the Republican Party? Listen, this is what I always tell people, like, you guys gotta use this thing that God is giving you. You can't just sit here and listen to whatever people tell you. You have to use your brain. Like, think about it. Okay? I'm almost sure that when he leaves office, he's setting JD Vance up to be the next one to run after him. He's a Republican. Okay. I'm almost sure that they want Republicans to be in office for a long period of time. So, with that being the case, why would he cut Social Security? Like, I don't understand the thought process of some people. Sometimes they don't. It's almost like they don't think about the things that they say. Now, let me go over these ridiculous spending that some of y'all are having an issue that Elon Musk is finding. $4.8 million sent to Ukraine to fund social media influencer. Let me repeat that one more time. $4.8 million was sent to Ukraine to fund social media influencer. I have a question. Does the United States have influencer or not? So if you're gonna cut a check for $4.8 million for people who are social media influencer, why don't you cut it to people in the States? I see some fraudulent activity with that one. No problem. $2.1 million went to Paraguay to enhance their border security. This one right here is the funniest one to me. You send $2.1 million to Paraguay to enhance their border security, but you left our borders open. Okay, no problem. USAID funded a group of Ukrainian women to attend Paris fashion show. So you took our hard-earned money, sent it to Ukraine to fund a fashion show? No problem. $2 million on transgender surgery and hormone therapy in Guatemala. I want you to be honest with me. Forget what party you're with and think about your country and where you live and your children, right? Do you think that sending $2 million to Guatemala for transgender surgery and hormone therapy is a wise financial decision when we already have a $36 trillion debt? Okay. The list goes on. $25,000 to fund a transgender opera in Colombia. $32,000 on a comic book character in Peru to promote a transgender hero that talk about social and mental health issues. $20,000 to fund a DEI program to fund a DEI program for a drag theater in Ecuador. $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. I see some fraud in that one also. Ain't no way you finna tell me that you send 20 million US dollars to Iraq for a Sesame Street show? What is the benefit of that? I need to know. Somebody help me out. What is the benefit of that? $6 million to boost tourism in Egypt. Let me repeat that one more time. $6 million to boost tourism in Egypt. $50 million that was sent to Tunisia in Africa to boost their tourism. Listen, a lot of people are mad, like I said before, because there's about to be some fraud that's about to be uncovered. Why are you sending 50 million US dollars to Tunisia for their tourism in a place that already get a lot of tourists already? Okay. This one right here is funny. $87.9 million to help the Afghanistan people farm poppy seeds. And what is poppy seeds used for? Listen, as I was listening to this list, I'm like, hold up. What? So you sent $87.9 million to the Afghanis to farm poppies so they can produce drugs? And we know some of that money is probably going towards some terrorist act or something like that. This is crazy stuff. Okay? And that's if all of that $87 million went there. I don't believe it did. I think somebody pocket majority of that money. This is why they campaign it and they're fighting so hard and they want to stop this man from finding things because some people are about to, they're already exposing a couple of people so far. Right? $70,000 for live musical event to promote DEI in Ireland. $70,000. $54 million to Eco Health Alliance, funding the organization linked to the Wuhan Institute. This right here is funny. $15 million worth. They sent $15 million to the Afghanistan Taliban for them to purchase condoms and contraceptive. I don't even know who was keeping record of this. This is like incompetence upon, and this is crazy stuff right here. This is crazy stuff. And if you sitting here and you're a wild Democrat and you just don't want to hear this, you just don't care because you're like, no matter what, Trump is wrong, you are crazy. You are crazy because you are going to be the same one who sit there and cry about your income tax being so high, your property tax going up. They're taxing your Social Security check heavy. You're about to retire and they're going to tax your retirement account 35, 37%, damn near almost 40%. And you're sitting here and you're telling me that you upset that they're finding this. Elon don't have a right to check whatever. You know, I even had one person tell me, "Oh, he's gonna steal our money." How? What does the richest man on the planet want to do with your money? I don't understand. You think this man is gonna risk jail time and his wealth to come steal your chump change? You know what's funny? In my field, right? The people that have a hard time with giving me their financial information or their banking information is usually the people with no money. The people that have money, as soon as I ask them for their banking information, they're on their phone. If they're not on their phone, they're going upstairs, come back down with a checkbook and just hand me the checkbook. So the people who are sitting here say, "Oh yeah, he's gonna steal our money," it's usually gonna be the one committing the fraud or the one with no money. And they've been brainwashed they've been told that Elon is there to steal their money. Why would the richest man in the world want to steal your money? To do what with? I'm confused. He's already rich, the richest person by far. There's nobody even close. The amount of money this man have, he could live 100 years, 30 to 100 times, and he still won't be able to use all the money. This is why I keep telling y'all, whatever you hear in the media, use this thing that God is giving you. This perfect machine up here that God is giving you. Put it to use. Because when you're sitting here and you're listening to everything that people are telling you without using your own calculation, without comprehending yourself, I don't understand. I don't understand. This is crazy right here. They were still sending payments out to people who they believe have died a long time ago. They were still sending out Social Security. I believe they find a couple of people who, when they did the math, those people probably will be 150 years old by now. That they were still sending Social Security checks to. Who knows how many people they've been sending this invisible check to? Because let me tell you something. If you send a check out, it's going to come back. But if you continue sending it, there's fraud there. There is fraud. If somebody died at age 89 and you still sending checks out for another 60 years, there's fraud there. Yo, this is crazy, right? 53 to 58 million dollars to house migrants in New York luxury hotel. And from what I heard, they were paying or being double charged, is the simplest way to put it. So what do I mean? These people that was cutting the checks, they were being double charged. If a night stay was $250, they was charging them $500 for a room that ordinarily should be $250 a night, and they were cutting the checks. How can you now say you're a U.S. citizen? You're a patriot of the United States, right? And this is just some of the stuff that they have found. There's two people that I kind of want to name, but I'm going to stay clear of that one. That they found millions of dollars went to them or to their foundation. Okay? Okay? Listen, man. At the end of the day, if you are an American, natural born American, or you are sworn in citizen, okay, you swore to be a patriot of this country, and America has to come first, right? I was talking to a good friend of mine the other day, right? And me and her got into a little heated argument that she has to get the phone, right? Because she was talking about, oh, what Trump is doing, deporting all these people. People are scared out here. And I'm like, well, if they're scared, then they should go back. She got upset at me. She's like, oh, people are, the children are being displaced and stuff like that, right? I'm like, you know what? I feel for them. But why don't you have the same energy for the 300,000 children who are missing? You you have so you talking about children who are displaced. They're displaced. The parents know where they're at. They're just not with the parents. But you don't have the energy for due to the cartel activity, human trafficking, and all that stuff. You don't have the same energy for 300,000 children who are missing or probably dead. I truly believe that a lot of people want America to crash out. I believe a lot of people want America to turn into a third world country. The same country where they ran from, they want to turn America into the same country. I have to believe that. Okay, there's nothing else. There's nothing else logical for me to see. Like because if you are constantly berating everything Trump is doing, everything Elon Musk is doing, if you have an issue with them deporting people who are here illegally, the key word, illegally, you are here illegally. Every other country deport. Canada, if you're there illegally, they will deport you. The UK, if you're there illegally, they will deport you. I mean, Ireland, I mean, the list goes on. The list goes on. If you are in every other country illegally, they will deport you. So why do you want? And here's my whole thing. I understand that people are running from certain countries to have a better life. I totally get it. What I have a problem with is the funding of these people. You're giving them health insurance when people in America don't have health insurance. You're giving them housing when we have homeless veterans in the streets. When you have American citizens who fell into a hard time but can't get housing help. Okay, you're giving them a massive amount of money on food stamps, and you got family in America who can barely afford to eat a good meal or twice a day. So I don't have an issue with the immigrants. Well, let me not say that. If you're just crossing the border and saying screw them, I'm gonna just cross the border. In any other country, you may have been shut down, or you be in cuffs. You understand? So I don't understand why a lot of these and again the funny thing is this: when Trump does it, when he deport people, he's racist and he's the devil. But Barack Obama did the same thing, even worse, 3 times what Trump did. Okay, and Barack is uplifted. He's a hero. And mind you, I voted for Barack. Like listen, I'm not gonna sit here and act like whatever. But in the day, I'm neutral. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm sorry. That's just the way I see it. Like I am sick and tired of these die hard Democrats who just don't want to see nothing but what they see. This is why I say I do believe some of these people want America to crash out. They want America to burn. They want America to go into bankruptcy. Because based on these lists of things that I just read, we will be bankrupt. We will ultimately turn into a third world country if we don't put a stop to this. You got to put a stop to the spending and start to direct money towards your debt. Period. And to do that is going to be uncomfortable. You understand? The best way I could explain to my friend yesterday, right? I was like, listen, if I have $100,000 in credit card debt, right? And let's say my interest is 15%, 16%, whatever, right? And as I pay something, it's not going down, it still increases. I pay some. Now I gotta now do some overhaul, massive overhaul of my expenses. And I gotta cut a lot of things that back is gonna make me uncomfortable. If and only if I want to get rid of that debt. If I don't care about it, and I don't care if I go into bankruptcy, then I continue doing what I'm doing. But if I have $100,000 worth of debt, I might need to cut some things back that will make me uncomfortable. I might not be able to get my haircut every week. I might not be able to eat at nice restaurants once or twice a week. I'm definitely not buying no steaks. Any form of traveling, out the door. I'm not buying no clothes for a couple of years. I'm cutting back on all subscriptions, whether it's Amazon, HBO Max, whatever. Everything got to go. I'm minimizing my travel so I don't have to pay too much on gas. I cut back on as many weekend activity as I possibly can until that debt get paid down dramatically or down to zero. This is essentially what the president is trying to do. And you guys are actually fighting this, which again, for the life of me, I do not understand. It's ridiculous. I don't understand what the fight is about. Everybody should be saying yes, 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 please, let's do this. In 2023, the IRS collected 2024, $5.1 trillion in taxes from the American people. $5.1 trillion in taxes from the American people. And they paid you back in the form of tax refund only $500 billion. Not even 1/4 they pay back. So Trump now is trying to overhaul our spending. He's trying to cut our spending. If he can do that now, he can now ask Congress to pass a law to remove income taxes. You understand? Think about it for a second. They take tax from you, but you don't get everything back. So you have a lot of people who are suffering. They make good money, but they can't see the money, right? They collected 5.1 trillion in taxes, and they only pay back to the people 500 billion. That's less than 1/4, right? And this man Trump, who you guys have an issue with, is trying to remove income tax, which will allow you to have more money, right? It's trying to remove taxes on your social security, which will allow your parents, your grandparents to have more money in social security. It's trying to remove overtime tax from the people who work hard and bust their butt, right? Ultimately lower your property taxes. And you guys are fighting this. I need an answer. I need to know why. I need to know what the fight is about. You want to continue to stay broke? Because it's only getting worse. So property taxes is increasing every year. Most people are going through default right now because the mortgage payment is going up. This is what you want. This is what you're fighting for. This, this is what y'all want. You have a guy who's in office right now who actually want to do something about this. But for the fact that his name is Donald J. Trump, you rather fight this person. You're fighting your own destruction. You're fighting to destroy yourself. Most people can't buy houses right now, right? Because their income doesn't justify it. Inflation is high. The people that do buy houses, the interest rate is high, which means they at some point they will enter into poverty. Okay? You're paying way if you buy a house at 7% interest rate, that a few years ago you could have gotten 2% interest rate on that house. Do the math on that. Then your property tax is killing you. And this guy is going through the books and trying to see how we can get rid of stuff. And you're having a crazy. Listen, I don't know. Give me a second. I don't know what the problem is. At the end of the day, to me, I don't care who's doing it. I don't care if it's E.T. I don't care if it's Michael Jackson. I don't care. For some reason, y'all have a problem because of the fact that it's Elon Musk, who y'all loved when he was, building cars in Tesla. Who y'all loved when he took over, Twitter or whatever. Okay, who y'all loved when he was doing SpaceX. Now all of a sudden, because he's connected to Donald Trump, he's also the devil. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. You're spending more time focused on Elon Musk than the things that he's found. I don't understand. Your energy is directed in the wrong place. But you don't want to act, but you don't want to direct your energy there because it'll be directed to your party. The same party that told you all this time that they were for the people. The same party that told you all this time that they were for the people. The same party that's stealing from you. This is crazy to me. You see evidence of somebody stealing from you, and you don't care. This is why they say that the left is radical. Like you guys are radical. It doesn't make sense to me at all. And mind you, I was a Democrat. I was a Democrat. And after a while, I'm sitting back, I'm like, these people sing the same song and tap dance to the same song and do the same dance every freaking year. And nothing changes. And nothing changes. And we still sit here and we're following around these people, acting like they have our interests at heart. I mean, what in the world makes sense. About 50 something million been sent to the Afghans or whatever for condoms and contraceptive. You don't you don't think people in America need condoms and contraceptive and sex education? You don't if you're gonna cut a check for that, you don't think you could have cut that check to the schools to teach on condoms and contraceptives and sex education even more? I see fraud. Somebody kept damn near three-fourths of that money. And that's what these people are worried about. That's what they don't want people to find out who was pocketing your money. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. And I hope at some point you will wake up. This is why a lot of people left that party. This is the prime reason why Kamala Harris lost, because people started to see the truth. They went so far left that they said, "Oh no, time to reel this back in," and they jumped ship and went to the other side. But you guys are hell bent on keeping these people alive. Public announcement. I don't see a Democrat making office for the next 16 to 20 years. I just can't see it. I can't see it. With the new information that we have out right now, with everybody seeing what's going on right now, I do not see any person that's going to run for the Democratic Party that's going to win against any Republican right now. It got that bad. It got that bad. So listen, I'm gonna close with that, right? Because I wasn't gonna speak on this. After the election, I was like, you know what? Cool. He won. We're good. And I'm gonna just stay out of this thing, right? But as I'm hearing this craziness that's going on, I had to speak on this. And one of the things that kind of irritate me, especially in my community, is the fact that I think my community live for today. I don't think they live for the future or for their children's future. They worry about what he's doing now and how it's hurting them, blah, blah, blah. But they're not saying, hey, listen, 5, 10 years from now, this could be a good thing. You understand? This could be a good thing for your children and your children. I was talking to my good friend again last night, right? And I was saying, listen, do you know that if we were able to some way, somehow put $500 billion a year towards the debt, that the debt will be paid off in 64 years, right? You know what he told me? He said, oh, I'll be dead by then. Like my kids will be the only one benefiting. Exactly. Exactly. And as a country, that is your job, to secure the future of the children of this country. That's your job. Listen, you guys have a wonderful and blessed one. Talk to y'all soon.